Every day, thousands of small clothing brands just give up. And sadly, most of them have never even gotten a single order on their website. And it's not even because they have a bad clothing brand, they just simply couldn't survive the invisible momentum phase. And what you might not know is that the founder of Under Armour, Kevin Plank, started selling shirts out of his grandma's basement out of his car, and he only did $17,000 in revenue in his first year. And by his second year, he only did $100,000 in revenue. And in Phil Knight's book, Phil Knight is the founder of Nike, he talks about how in the first 10 years running their brand, they were in debt every year. I hate to say it, but these people went through a lot of the exact same struggles that you're going through. And they could have easily given up, but instead they powered through, and now Under Armour does $5 billion in annual revenue, and Nike, well, you know Nike. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you what this invisible momentum phase is so that you can survive it, and I'm gonna show you a sick new strategy that's blowing up brands on social media that literally I've tested and proved with my own brand recently. Now, before we get into all this juice, this channel is sponsored by my buds over at design.com. And if you need designs for your brand, I highly recommend you try them out. Pop open a new tab, go to design.com/Rob88. Type in whatever sick idea you have for a design, hit enter. Thousands of designs are gonna come up. You don't have to like them all, but maybe you like one. You can click on it, edit it, refine it as long as you want for free until it's perfect. If you're interested and you need designs, go to design.com/Rob88 and you'll get 88% off at checkout. All right, so what is this invisible momentum phase? And what is this new method of marketing you're talking about? The invisible momentum phase is something that every new brand goes through. And it's where all of the work that you're doing feels like you're making no progress, when in reality you are. This would be like posts on Instagram and TikTok that are getting like 13 views, and it feels like you're getting no momentum, you're not really getting anywhere, when in reality it's actually serving your brand in so many different ways that you're unaware of. Products that you release on your website that aren't getting any sales, and it feels like you're just flopping and your brand's dying and it's going to be a failure. All of these experiences, all of these skills that you're developing are going to serve you in the future. And unfortunately, the school system trained most of us to view failure as a bad thing, when in entrepreneurship, all of these little failures and all these mistakes that we make are actually a good thing. All of these experiences that we have of posts that don't work, products that we launched that don't work, messaging that's not connecting, all of this is showing us what not to do. And these are critical experiences that you need to go through in order to evolve your brand and shape your brand to get the product market fit right to where you're actually able to sell and you've got a major thing that's just on fire. This was so critical to explain to you before sharing with you this new method of marketing that's gonna blow up your brand, because along the process of trying what I'm going to explain to you, there's a 0% chance that you're gonna bat 100, that every attempt at it is going to be successful and that you're gonna go viral in every single post. What I'm gonna share with you gives you a much higher likelihood of going viral, like an extremely high likelihood, but at the same time, I need you to understand that this is a process and you need to be consistent. So what is this new method of marketing that I want to explain to you? What I'm talking about has to do with content marketing. And I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you already understand that content marketing isn't about just trying to sell your products 24/7. You can't just make posts on TikTok and on Instagram over and over again about your hoodies, about your clothing. People will just feel like you're trying to sell to them. It hurts your video's performance. The algorithm doesn't like it. People aren't sharing it. And so when it comes to content marketing, you obviously need to give value. And hang on, I'm gonna get to this method in a second. Don't worry, there's going to be a full crescendo in this video where it all makes sense and it all clicks. But I need you to understand that content marketing is about giving value to your specific niche. So creating content that is valuable to your specific niche, and it can be top of the funnel where it's not just about your clothing. Okay, now that we've arrived at this place, the new method of marketing right now that will crush for your brand is you want to make content that is relevant to the current times, about something that is happening in the present moment. And I'm going to explain to you why this is so powerful and why it's crushing for my brand right now. I say this as somebody who's done 1.7 million views organically in the past 30 days and hundreds of thousands of views in the past 48 hours on my clothing brand's Instagram and TikTok. So let me show you examples of what this looks like and also how you can do this for your own niche. My clothing brand represents small town Canada. So my audience is all people living in small town Canada. They're all experiencing the same things, the same culture that exists in small town Canada. And so I posted this video on TikTok a couple of days ago, literally, that said, do any other Canadians not really know how to cope with the realization that it's about to get cold as balls for the next 6 months again? My clothing brand's all about the humor in small town Canada, so I'm able to be playful like this. At the same time, it's October right now, and we're just about to go into winter. And I had this feeling that everybody's kind of feeling like summer's over, and now we're just all realizing that, you know, it's gonna be winter again, it's about to get really, really cold for the next 6 months. And this post started crushing. Every time I'd refresh, new comments, new likes, over 50,000 views within the first 24 hours. And I realized that it had something to do with making a post about current times, something that is relevant to people right now. And so right after this post, I literally made another post, the next one, that said, every Canadian knows that moment when you finally cave and turn on the heat. Feels like admitting defeat. And I made this post because it's so relevant to the time of switching seasons. Everybody's turning their heater on, it's getting cold out, and this one absolutely blew up. It's only been 24 hours, it's got 170,000 views on TikTok, and the exact same video on Instagram has over 50,000 views. This is also a really good sign when you know that content is clicking and it's working, when it's working on two separate platforms equally. It shows that the substance of the content is really, really good, and it wasn't just some luck of the algorithm. So understand that when it comes to marketing for your brand, the biggest objective is getting attention, getting eyeballs on your account, and just getting traffic to your page. You're gonna do this through creating content for your specific niche that is really relevant to the current times. So as an example, if your clothing brand is a basketball brand, for some reason I always use basketball as an example, but let's say that your brand is a basketball brand. Make content for Instagram, for TikTok, that is relevant to some controversy that's going on in basketball right now. I know Kawhi Leonard is in some big financial dispute. You could make some content about that because people are thinking about it currently. If you go on Google Trends and you look at all of the videos and topics that are going big on YouTube and on Google right now, 98% of them are all things that are happening right now. Trump said something, something's going on in the government, somebody did something, there's a UFO coming, whatever it is, it's all this relevant stuff. And oftentimes we just come up with these ideas that are just so like irrelevant, out of context to the current times and what's going on in the world. This is so valuable for you. I just know that if you try this consistently, you might have a couple of posts that flop. Sure, I posted a couple since then that didn't do as well, they only got 1,000 views, these ones got 50,000, but I just know that on the regular, if you do these consistently, 50,000, 100,000, a million, over and over again, you're gonna get tons of views for your brand and you're gonna absolutely blow it up on social media. Also, a really subtle tip for this strategy is you can post 9 out of 10 videos on something current, relevant to your niche, just to try and blow up your account and get views. And then 1 out of every 10 videos, you can drop your clothing, talk about your brand, make it known that you have something to sell. And this is how you're blowing up the top of the funnel. And then when you capture that audience and you're able to reap for your brand and convert from that audience through a very small amount of bottom of the funnel content. This keeps your audience happy. You're not spamming them trying to sell 24/7. It gives them value. It also informs them about your brand. Everything is in alignment. You're making money, you're blowing up your account, and things are absolutely crushing for you. Now, before you go anywhere and leave this video, please let me know what you think about this method in the comments below. Have you had experiences with this, and are you going to try this for your brand? Let me know what you think. If you want to work closer with me and a community of other brand owners, check out the Apparel Success Mastermind. There's a link in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.